So let me start with you, Tessa. So, given you normally park yourself in the defending the indefensible about all things Sussex, what do you think of Scobie's late? Just when it seemed like they were getting off the radar, back comes Scobie with a series of apparently damning revelations about all the royals, apart from the two in Montecito.
Yeah, from all the extracts that we've had access to and from the interviews that Omid's done in the likes of Paris Match, certainly he's parked his tanks firmly on their lawn. Queen Victoria recommended against royals having friendships, and if Omid was once the Sussex's friend, I bet they could flick him off like slime right now.
What do you mean by that?
Because the timing's terrible, and I feel that Omid is actually behind the curve on this. While you've moved on a bit, I think, I'll give you credit. And Harry and Meghan, to an extent, I think, after the sort of bomb of the Netflix and the book, have been really quite stum. Omid seems to be sort of stuck in the past.
Well, also, he's a liar. And I'll tell you how I know he's a liar, because he writes a bit about me in the book.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I know, I was going to ask you about that.
I got a copy of the book today, and I just checked, as you do. It's a digital copy. I did a little search. Up I come 3 or 4 times. And on one occasion, he states, as a fact, that I have regular phone conversations with Queen Camilla. For the record, I have never had a single phone conversation with Queen Camilla. Now, he says, as a fact, in his book, that we have regular phone conversations. That I know, personally know, is an absolute lie.
Ha! Gay!
He also says that when I said on Good Morning Britain that Meghan Markle was Princess Pinocchio, that apparently she reached out to me, Queen Camilla, to thank me for standing up for the firm.
Did she?
I had zero contact with Queen Camilla around that time at all.
Are you sure about that?
So you've got no embossed thank you notes from Camilla?
Nothing.
Before she was a queen?
Nothing.
Is there any communication?
I did, however, as I said publicly at the time, have conversations with several other members of the royal family, but it wasn't Queen Camilla. So my point, it was come to Hillary. Hillary, I know personally that just the little bits about me are completely untrue.
Okay.
They're lies. So why should I believe any of this stuff?
Well, you're absolutely right to question it. I remember the time that you said that if she told you the weather, you wouldn't believe her. A few things here I would say. They say if you're going to lie, be big, go bold.
Fact.
He states things so factually that I think your average person, of course, they can't sift through things. They don't know that you know that these were mistruths and bold-faced lies. So if he goes so big, people will actually almost assume it's got to be true. I'll tell you something, though, Piers, that someone that nobody really is mentioning and no one's talking about, and that is Meghan Markle's dear friend, very close friend that she's posted online, whom she loves, and that is Marcus Anderson.
Oh, Lord. Again.
Well, as we know, Omid Scobie has a very close relationship to him. Who knows how much of this is actually coming from him, and maybe that's the source of a lot of these lies as well, whom he's quoting.
It's a really good point, because we know because she went under oath in a court case, Meghan Markle had to admit she briefed an aide to then brief Scobie and the co-author. And what about this, Tessa? There's a point in the book where he talks about the contents of letters between King Charles and Meghan Markle, in which 2 members of the royal household, I know who they supposedly are, right, these 2 people.
Are you serious?
Let's call them royal household. That 2 of them had expressed these infamous concerns about the skin colour of baby Archie before he was born, right? But my question is, obviously he's not got that from King Charles.
No.
So he can only have got it from Meghan Markle or her friends or people she's told this to, right? So, you know, it's 2 things, this book. One is blatant lies. Secondly, stuff he can only have got from Meghan Markle.
A few moments later.
Harry and Meghan's claims about supposed racists in the royal family have left a predictable and poisonous legacy for the last few years.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
We live in an age where grievances are given the benefit of the doubt, where the establishment is toxic by default, where my truth apparently means more than the truth. They knew the power their words would hold, and many people across the world took their words at face value. Now, almost 3 years on, Britain is still dealing with the fallout from this.
Nice.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
What? About how dark your baby is going to be?
Potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Hold up.
There's
Stop
several
right now.
There's several conversations.
There's a
about
conversation with you.
With Harry.
So that was a f***ing lie.
About how dark your baby is going to be?
Potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Ooh. And you're not going to tell me who had the conversation?
I think that would be very damaging to them.
Okay.
Compartmentalized
Because they were
conversations.
concerned that if he were too brown, that would be a problem. Are you saying that?
I wasn't able to follow up with why, but that if that's the assumption you're making, I think that feels like a pretty safe one.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
You may recall that I lost my previous job for responding to these claims by saying I didn't believe a word of it. Well, Harry and Meghan have never provided any evidence for that highly incendiary claim. It's not like they haven't had the chance to. After all, they pumped out 6 hours of self-indulgent bilge on Netflix, trashing Britain and the press for its racism, but didn't mention what they said on Oprah.
What?
Harry read 150,000 words of family-bashing poison in his memoir Spare and told the TV studios to promote it, but didn't mention what they'd said to Oprah Winfrey.
I got you, homie.
Meghan had a 12-part podcast on Spotify. Didn't mention it either. It was like it never happened, like it disappeared. Clearly, neither of them gave a damn about royal protocol or family privacy. In fact, they built a whole industry around violating their own privacy and that of their relatives. Instead of backing up those claims about racism on their relentless publicity tour, Harry did a sort of strange U-turn, didn't he, a few months ago? Tried to pretend they'd never said them. It was us. It was the media.
Ha! Gay!
In the Oprah interview, you accuse members of your family of racism. You don't even...
Well, the British press said that.
So that was a f***ing lie.
Right.
Did Meghan ever mention that they were racist?
She said there were troubling comments about...
Yeah, there was concern about his skin colour.
Right. Wouldn't you describe that as essentially racist?
I wouldn't, not having lived within that family.
Is he all right upstairs?
Took him 2 years to do that U-turn. 2 years of the royal family are a bunch of racists flying around the world. I was in America through a lot of that period, and they all believed it because it had appeared on Oprah. Then he says, I never meant to say anything about racism. What are you all talking about? It's the beastly media.